All right, in this series of videos, we're going to look at 4.1 on systems of linear equations and two variables. So first thing is we're supposed to graph this, and we have a u and a v. And so what we need to do is we kind of need to think about this as our x and our y, because then our axes are usually x and y, and so that's kind of what we have to think about. And what we want to do to be able to solve this is we can do two different things. So we can plot points, or we can solve for basically the y, and then have a point and a slope, and then move from there. So one way we can do this is say, well, let's say on the first equation, we plug in 0 for x, and if we do that, y is going to be what? Well, that's going to be a 3. And if we plug a 0 in for y, we're going to get 5 for the x. Okay. And then the other equation we'll have, let's put it over here. If we plug in a 0 for x, then we're going to get what? A minus 3 for the y. And if we plug a 0 in for this, we're going to get, okay, so we better plug a 0. And we're going to get minus 5 for the x. So 0, 3 over here, 0, 3, that's going to give us a point here. And then 5, 0, that's going to give us a point here. And drawing by hand on the computer screen, that's about as good as we're going to get. And this one, we get 0, negative 3, so we get this point. And we get negative 5, and then a 0. And so we get this line. Not quite as smooth, but still there. And to me, this looks like we have two parallel lines. So, when we solve this, this is going to be basically no solution because it's parallel lines. Parallel lines. Now we could do that easier if we see it easier if we solve this for y. And so that would be what? 5y equals a minus 3u, and then plus 15 divided by 5. So then we get, let's put it over here, y equals negative 3/5. I guess we should put it as x now, and then plus, and then we have a 3. And on the other one, if we solve this, we'll have 10y is equal to a minus 6x, and then we have minus 30 divided by the 10. And so we get y equals, now reducing 6/10, we get a negative 3/5 x, and reduce that, we get a minus 3. So basically we have the same slope, different intercepts, and so that's kind of what we see in our picture here, is to the best of my drawing ability anyway. And so one of them goes through the 0, 3, and one goes through the 0, negative 3, but they have the same slope. All right, so two different ways to plot it, and this is be one another way to plot it. You plot this point, which is your 0, 3, and then you go, okay, we're going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 5, and we're here, and the same thing here. This one's 0, negative 3, so we go down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that should be over here, but that's close as I can get. So if we go up 3 and left 5, that's where we hit there. So again, depends on how your quality of drawing is where you're going to end up, but that's the gist of how that one would work. And this is solving a system of equations by graphing. All right, let's stop with that one. We'll come back for another one.